Shalom from Jerusalem, everybody. It's Nick Vanderlaan. It is the 12th day of the third month on Elohim's Essene Enoch solar calendar. It's May 31st, 2018. This message is being broadcasted from Jerusalem. I got the walls of Jerusalem behind me, and I'm claiming Fair Use Act disclaimer for this video and some of the information that I'm using in this video. So guys, there's about like 7 or 8 messages that I want to get out while I'm still here in Israel. Our visa is up on June 6th, and I got to get these messages out, so bear with if this is a little bit choppy or doesn't make a lot of sense, but there's a lot of information that I want to broadcast from here and get it out. So please bear with, and hopefully it comes out smooth, but if not, you guys will, I'm sure a lot of you guys will be able to figure it out, and hopefully you guys can figure it out in the comment sections. So this video, guys, it's about Jared Kushner signaling the coming peace deal, which I hypothesize will happen on September 18th or 19th of 2018. And I believe that this is a counterfeit and false fulfillment of mourning turned into joy, and we're going to go ahead and go through some information. I'll start presenting information and see where it takes us and see where it takes you guys. Okay, so here's a video of Jared Kushner giving the opening ceremony speech at the U.S. Embassy here in Jerusalem. You know, he's working on the peace deal. It's a major part of what his job description is. And so let's go ahead and see what he has to say. I'm going to make sure this is on about 1.5 speed. If I have to slow it down, we can, but let's go ahead and see what we got here. I want you guys to pay attention, because I watched all 2 hours of this broadcast, or however long it was, hour and 40 minutes, and there wasn't a lot of clues as to what's going on. But then Jared Kushner dropped a big clue on us that I immediately, it stood out. I recognized it. I did a Google search on it, and wow. It's so explosive, because it literally is going to be a false fulfillment, I believe, of, let's get into it, but it's the Day of Atonement, okay, according to the Hillel Jewish calendar. So let's go ahead and we'll talk about that. So let's go ahead and watch the video first.
When there is peace in this region, we will look back upon this day and remember that the journey to peace started with a strong America recognizing to for what is good, for what is right, and for what is true. When there is peace in this region, we will look back upon this day and remember that the journey to peace started with a strong America recognizing the truth. The pursuit of peace is the noblest pursuit of humankind. I believe peace is within reach if we dare to believe that the future can be different from the past, that we are not condemned to relive history, and that the way things were is not how they must forever be. It will not be an easy road, and it will be filled with difficult moments and tough decisions, but if we dream big, if we lead with courage, we can change the trajectory for millions from hopeless to boundless. This is a hope that many of us know personally. I am here today as a proud American and the grandson of Holocaust survivors. During World War II, my late grandparents Ray and Joseph Kushner fled their homes to the forests of Belarus to escape Nazi persecution. Somehow, they managed to resist the horrors and survive. After the war, they built a new life in America, a beacon of hope, a land of limitless opportunity. In my office in the White House, I keep a photo of them on my desk to remind me of how high the stakes are when nations fail to recognize right from wrong, and the decisive power America has to tip the scales in favor of the righteous.
Guys, he's talking about the decisive power that the United States has to tip the scales in the favor of the righteous. Guys, he was talking about the peace deal. He's talking about his body of work, and he mentions this. So this stuck out to me, and immediately what I did was I did a Google search. And here you go, tipping the scales with Torah. And tipping the scales in our favor is ebbing away. Basically, it happens, guys, between Rosh Hashanah, which they call Rosh Hashanah, which is actually Yom Teruah, Feast of Trumpets, and the Day of Atonement. It's within that time period between those two feasts is when, according to Judaism, modern Judaism, rabbinical Judaism, the Talmud or whatever it is, yeah, Talmud, something Vayrika, but basically it's all about this time period in between those two festivals, that the scales are tipped in the favor of the righteous. So what I did next will blow your mind. I went and looked and see, well, when is Yom Kippur? Because it sounds like he's trying to push this deal through on Yom Kippur. So Yom Kippur is Tuesday the 18th in the evening to the 19th of September. Remember, they used the wrong times to celebrate their day. Their day starts at evening, not at sunrise, according to the Essenes, and according to all throughout the Old Testament, Moses, and even the beginning of creation. But anyways, guys, again, sorry about this. It's a little rough message. But so what happened was, I took a look at it on the Heb-Cal date just to verify this, and here you go. Tishri 10 starts at the evening of the 18th through the evening of the 19th. This is the 10th day of the 7th month on the Hillel calendar. Well, remember, guys, I shared with you just recently my video that I did 100% proving the lunar calendars as false, and I used Jubilees 2:9 and also Jubilees 6:32 to 37 or 38, I believe. Anyways, in Jubilees chapter 6, it talks about how they would use the moon and that they would have the wrong feast dates and celebrate a common day as holy, and all of their holy days would be like common because they have the wrong calendar. They're complete error. Well, anyways, guys, there's a 10-day difference because the moon is 10 days behind, and this is how this calendar is this year. And what's so significant is I then looked at what this date was on Elohim's Essene Enoch solar calendar, and it just turns out that the calendar difference between the Hillel calendar and Enoch solar calendar this year is 10 days. And so their first day, so the Hillel calendar and Judaism's calendar for the first day, or for the 10th day of the first month, is actually the first day of the 7th month. This is just in line with the Day of Remembrance, the exact opposite of the spring equinox. This is the 182nd day right here. This is the first day of the 7th month. Sorry about that in the background, guys. People are walking by the street. Anyways, so back to it. It's crazy when I saw this, and I'm like, wow, this is happening on this day. This is going to be the start of the fall festivals. If you look, the 70th week of Daniel is going to start on the first day of the 7th month. If you look back at one of my earlier videos I did, when I tried to take the tribulation timeline and reconcile it on the Enoch calendar, I had two scenarios. One starting with the spring equinox of 2018, and the other one starting what I thought was the fall equinox of 2018, but it's actually the day after the Day of Remembrance, the 182nd day, which is the 19th, which is the first day of the 7th month. It was always the first day of the 7th month. And this year it's September 19th, 2018, but this event could also happen on the 18th of September as well. And so, guys, I believe that things are going to tip off right here. There's a significant amount of biblical anniversaries here on the first day of the 7th month. Many significant anniversaries. But this is when I see it. Now, getting back to it. Imagine, okay, this day is Yom Kippur on the 19th. Imagine that the peace deal gets done on the 18th. Imagine what's going to be going off in Jerusalem, all right here, in all of Israel, and in the entire world, okay, is that all Jews and the nation of Israel here are going to be going off in celebration. Celebration that they made peace, celebration that they're going to be able to have access and build the temple. And the days, I believe, that when this deal is signed, that they're going to start the daily sacrifice immediately, probably the following day. Well, what day would that be if they get the peace deal done on September 18th? Well, it would be on Yom Kippur, their Day of Atonement. And there's 3 verses in the scriptures, guys, where it talks about them having their mourning turning into dancing. Okay, they put off their sackcloth, right, of Yom Kippur, and girded them with gladness. Okay, Here we go in Isaiah. This is what Yeshua read: to proclaim liberty to the captives and opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of Yahweh. Right? This is what Yeshua read and sat down when he started his ministry. But then here it says, to comfort all them that mourn, to appoint them that mourn in Zion, and to give them beauty for ashes, and the oil of joy for mourning. And a third verse about this as well, in Jeremiah 31, for I will turn their mourning into joy, and will comfort them, and make them rejoice from their sorrow. Guys, when the peace deal is made, everybody's going to think that this is a fulfillment of these three verses. But I strongly believe that this is going to be a false and counterfeit fulfillment of this, as many of you guys do as well when you guys see this. But they're going to try to push this peace deal, guys, through on the 18th, according to what Jared Kushner said. You can go ahead and rewind that. You can play it back. I'll link to it in the description box and try to bookmark the time period where he makes that statement. But guys, this is like real deal. So, you know, we've gone through some prophecies regarding Daniel chapter 9 verse 25. We've seen other things play out, like how I believe the Jubilees were stacked, and there's also a couple of other prophecies that will go over to the time clock of everything. But I really believe, guys, that they're going to be pushing the peace deal through on the 18th. That's what it's bookmarked for. These things just don't happen the next day they do it. They have a date on the calendar, and bam, it's going to get done. They're always planning ahead, you know, months and months in advance. So it just makes total sense. So, guys, I've had this information since literally the day that he spoke on this, and I'm sorry for getting it out until now. Please run with this, share this information, share this video with everybody that you know. I'm going to be doing a next video on the anti-Messiah, or should I say Imam Mahdi, okay, who is the Islamic savior, which comes back with the Islamic Jesus, Mahdi, that they're going to look to return and to create the peace deal on their behalf. And so I'm going to be talking about that and giving some insight into that next, because I believe that person is the perfect prime candidate to have Hasatan come down like a bolt of lightning, as Yeshua saw, and embody this person here on the earth. And again, remember, guys, I had a theory in one of my videos. In one of my videos, the 5 fulfilled signs of Revelation chapter 12, okay, there's been 5 signs, 5 of 7 signs fulfilled. But in that video, guys, very important in theory, it's just a theory, but I believe that the body and the bride of Messiah, you can check that video, body and bride of Messiah is going to go up, and Hasatan is going to come down to earth on the same day, interchangeable. And also I believe that on that day that the Ruach is going to come on 2 Israelite men, one being a priest from the priestly line of the tribe of Levi, one being from any other tribe in Israel that's an Israelite, one of the 13 tribes of Israel, right? There's the half tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh, and that it's going to come on 2 men, and the Ruach is going to come on them strong, and they'll start their fast. So, and like the anti-Messiah signing the peace deal later on in September, the 2 witnesses' official public ministry won't start here in Jerusalem until the first day of the 7th month, is my guess. Guys, I believe that all of this is going to happen interchangeably, simultaneously. I think I proved it in that video because of the scriptures indicate that there's rejoicing in heaven for those that are there, right? It's not just the angels that are rejoicing that Hasatan's been kicked out, but there's a group of people, I think, that's there with them that's also rejoicing, because it doesn't say the angels are rejoicing. It's rejoicing for those that were in heaven, that are in heaven when this event happens. And there's woes to those who are here on the earth, the left behinds. So anyways, guys, please check out that video. And I'm going to be trying to produce a couple more videos tonight. Shalom here from Jerusalem. And look up. I got a very important message, guys. I'll be putting out a pretty decent watch/warning Guys, if there is such thing as a pre-tribulational rapture event, I'm really leaning towards this Shavuot, but not just towards this Shavuot, guys. The 15th of the month, the 16th of the month, and the 17th of the month. Because when I looked at the biblical anniversaries, there's a lot of things that happened. There was covenants made not only on the 15th, which is the Festival of Covenants, but on the 16th, the following day. And then also on the 17th, there were significant events that happened. And it's the third day of the week, the day that Yeshua said was a wedding feast. Thank you to one of my viewers out there who left a comment. Thank you so much for that and putting me on that. So there's like a 3-day window, and so actually, no man knows the day or the hour, but it doesn't say we did not know the season. And remember, season means appointed times. Moed and season is the same, so it didn't say we wouldn't know what festival he was coming back at. We just wouldn't know the day or the hour. Only Father in heaven knows these things. So guys, there's a 15, 16, 17, I want to say almost a warning, considering the fulfillment of Daniel chapter 9:25, if that's the way to fulfill it. I would say that it's almost a warning for a pre-tribulational rapture to happen before the summertime. Okay, guys, and so I'm just going to put it out there right now that, I'm putting out a warning, not a watch, but a warning. And very important, guys, if this is the only message you watch, there was a call for sanctification on this day. So please, look at it for yourselves on my biblical anniversary spreadsheet. It's all about sanctifying yourself on the Shabbat. Not this day, I should say, but on the 7th day of the week before Shavuot. Moses called the Israelites to sanctify themselves, guys. So look for this message I'm going to be putting out on that. I really do believe that we should be set apart ourselves. All the Sabbath keepers are going to be set apart, no matter what, because that's what you do on the Sabbath. You're setting yourself apart. But if you haven't kept the Sabbath before, this is an awesome opportunity to do it. And so, the Sabbath actually represents the millennial reign of Yeshua HaMashiach. So, guys, sign off for now. Hallelujah. All praise, glory, and honor and power to the Lamb and to the Father. So, signing off for now. Shalom.